Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. A hearty hello and a high old silver. And what a great day to be an American, everybody. And I cannot say that enough. I cannot explain this enough to you. I cannot expatiate, explicate, describe what we are seeing and how the radical left, woke, corrupt, syphilitic, purulent, fungating, sebaceous cyst of humanity called the Democratic Party, how they are freaking out beyond comprehension. Beyond, they don't know what to do because they only know how to win, and they start to think that winning is that which is naturally to be provided. They think that winning is guaranteed. Well, my friends, you watch what we do this evening, and you watch what happens, and you listen to me. We've got so much to. Last night's Bronx coverage of the president was without peer, and we'll explain to you why. And some other things as well. But first, let me remind you, dear friend, as we always do, please make sure that you are absolutely, without a doubt, make sure that you are indeed subscribed. This is critical. People are unsubscribed for reasons I don't know why. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you hit that little bell so you're notified of live streams, and understand that we are 165 days until the election. Now, before we begin, and I've got some classic moments from last night, classic moments, including I think, the intoxicated ramblings of Kathy Hochul. The governor of New York, before we begin, ladies and germs, let's listen to our dear friends regarding a most critical issue, and that is emergency food insecurity, from our friends at preparedness.com. Pay close attention. It's no longer a question of if something catastrophic is coming, it's when. And while you still have some control, what are you going to do about it now to prepare? Well, your first step is going to my website, preparedwithlionel.com. And for a limited time, take $200 off a 3-month emergency food supply. My Patriot Supply is equipped to help you and your family to prepare. They've helped over 2 million families already. These 3-month kits with ready hour foods provide over 2,000 calories every day with 22 varieties and a 25-year shelf life. Breakfast, lunches, dinners, drinks, snacks, everything. And they're sealed inside 6 rugged waterproof buckets, and they're over 120 pounds of food. So take advantage right now and go to preparewithlionel.com, preparewithlionel.com. One more time, preparewithlionel.com. Now, my friends, as you know, the president is ready to take re-election and will, think about this, he will yet again break records. He will be the second president in American history, the second to have won or served 2 non-consecutive terms. The first one, of course, is our good friend Grover Cleveland, whose birthplace is right there on Bloomfield Avenue. And he will do it again. And the left, I will just call them the left just for shorthand purposes. If they're, I don't know who they're, left, right, whatever, but they cannot believe what they're seeing. Black people, I don't ask who of our conspiratorium is black. I don't ask. I've asked you where you're from. I think I asked age one time. I don't think that's important. So I don't know who's who. And frankly, it doesn't really matter. But if you are black, if you are part of this demographic, you have been so hosed by the Democratic Party. As of late, you have been sold a bill of goods, and more importantly, you have been betrayed by leaders of yours, folks who theoretically find themselves in the position of looking out for you. People like AOC, who is the biggest manufactured phony of them all. You know that story. I'm not just saying it to you. It's true. It absolutely is the truth. And for the longest time, whether it's Sharpton, whether it's Jesse Jackson, there are people who come in and they say, I'll take care of this. Whenever there's a shooting, Ben Crump comes in, I'll take care of this. Bring in the shooting team. We got it. I'll take care of it. Well, no, we'll take care of it. We got this. All right. And good for you, Ben. I mean, bless your heart. But there are folks who have appointed themselves as speakers. Every now and then, years ago in the New York community, there were some folks who said, we want to speak on behalf of the Italian American community. And they tried to bring up things like the way that the mob is depicted, the way that the Italians are depicted. And a lot of Italian Americans said, excuse me, we don't need you. How dare you? Go away. Go away. Do you hear what I'm saying? Go away. That's simple. Now, let's talk about what we saw last night. Okay? And the question was, were these clowns? Because I must tell you right off the bat, I must show this one particular piece. Listen carefully. This is New York Governor Kathy Hochul. And listen to her speak. Listen to her voice and tell me if you agree with me that there's something not right with her.
Well, I'll tell you, it won't make a difference at all, Jake, and that is for Donald Trump to be the ringleader of and invite all his clowns to a...
By all his what? What did I hear?
To be the ringleader of and invite all his clowns to a place like the Bronx, New York.
To a place like the Bronx?
New York will never, ever support Donald Trump for president. We know him better than anyone, and that means we understand what he's all about is just for himself. So this state will go solidly behind Joe Biden for president, as it has in the past. So he wants to spend his time doing these made-up fake rallies and
made-up fake rallies. We're going to be talking about this. We're going to ask you how made up and fake you think they are. But the arrogance. This reminds me of the deplorables all over again.
Tending their support here. Be my guest, because while you're doing that, Donald Trump, Joe Biden's out there on the other side, making sure he's delivering for all Americans. And so go ahead, spend all your time you want in New York, because we'll be with Joe Biden, and Joe Biden's out there winning over the rest of the battleground states.
Let me ask you a seriously question. Let's assume you're on the phone with somebody and the police said, did you talk to her? Yes. Did you hear her voice? Yes. What did you think? Did you think did she sound not right for you? Did she sound, is it me? This sounds either a little bit narcotized, or I'm not trying to be cruel. Somebody said she has Pelosi syndrome. I think you're correct. There's something very, very demented about her. But let's go back to the fun, okay? You ready for this? Let's talk to this clown who spoke on behalf of President Trump. And last night it was huge, as we say in the hood here.
For daddy. Not Biden. Joe Biden, stop taking shower with children. Stop smelling little girls' hair. You know what you did with your daughter, Ashley Biden. Don't do that. That's wrong. You got to be a good man like Daddy is. Big Daddy Trump. President Big Daddy Trump. I'm the only one with this. Nobody has this. I had this since 2016, and I love him, and I will go all out for Daddy.
Thank you.
Interesting. Interesting. The apparel was a little, dare I say, brief. Notice how they were feeling like, I'm going to go a little too far there. But he's a clown, inauthentic, probably bussed in by the Republicans to pretend that he was sincere. Here's another clown who happened to show up at last night's event.
I'm here to watch the Trump gathering rally here.
What do you think about him being here?
I think it's great. I think it's dope. From my generation, from what I know, this is the first time president has actually came to the hood. I know presidents have came to the Bronx before, but we're talking about Woodlawn, Riverdale. He has came to Morrisania, South Bronx, the hood. So I respect that.
Now, I know what you're saying. The grammar notwithstanding. And I know I know how you are. I want to ask you, do you feel the sincerity? Do you feel? Was that a clown to you? Did that sound like somebody who just doesn't, did that sound like somebody who was a plant? Did that sound like somebody who didn't really care about this? This is a real, let me tell you something. This, you know, when you go someplace and you say, this is authentic. I bet you if I went to your town and I said, I want you to introduce me to somebody who is a real native, somebody who's real authentic. Growing up in Tampa, West Tampa in particular, Ybor, there's this group called Atampeño. And Atampeño is somebody who's born there, but it's a speech pattern. It's almost like you know what I'm talking about. There are different sounds. There is a beautiful mixture of Black and Latino or Latina and New York, beautifully merged, conflated in this portmanteau, this beautiful polyglot symphony. I can hear it. It's like nothing you'll ever hear. You can hear Latina, Latino, Puerto Rican, Boricua, Dominican, whatever you want. But then there's the New York version. And you put the two together and it's a sound like none other. It's legitimate. You want to hear it? Listen to this.
The Bronx, actually.
I'm originally from the Bronx and from New York.
I'm from the Bronx.
Right here in the Bronx, New York. This is home, right here.
AOC says if you're not a Democrat, you don't belong here in the Bronx. Right. What do you say?
I disagree with that.
I don't think she should be here in the Bronx. I actually don't know any Democrats living in the Bronx.
Look, AOC, look at the tremendous support for Mr. Donald J. Trump.
You need to tell her then she need to stay out the Bronx because look at all the people around. Everybody's here for Trump.
I am a Democrat, and I belong here.
And who are you voting for?
Donald J. Trump.
What has AOC done for the Bronx?
She's done nothing for the Bronx. Nothing. Nothing's changed. Nothing's gotten any better.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Let her come to the Bronx and let her come among us people that struggle. She doesn't even know what struggle is.
That's the one. That's it. This is my favorite. This is it. This. I have met this woman so many
Absolutely
times.
nothing.
Let her come to the Bronx and let her come among us people that struggle. She doesn't even know what struggle is.
I love that. You have no idea. There's an authenticity. By the way, I always wonder, how about the guy with this incredible, what is it, with this wonderful, he's wearing a leather jacket and a turtleneck. It was hot as hell. Now, I want you to hear this woman. Mrs. L has been a friend of hers for what? Oh, Madeline Brame is a warrior, has been on Mrs. L, has been with Mrs. L She is a part of the Warriors. She is there. She's in the Warriors. She's the advisory committee. She's on the Lynn's Warriors advisory committee. She is the greatest. Last time we saw her was at our event, which we did, where I was with Dick Morris at the Metropolitan Republican Club. She is as legitimate. Her son did how many tours in Iraq? Three tours in Afghanistan. Her son, 3 tours from New York, and he's stabbed to death, killed here in the Bronx. 3 tours, not in Afghanistan. Fine, comes here and killed here. Alvin Bragg. Oh no, it was Alvin Bragg. He was killed in Manhattan. Alvin Bragg. And I think somebody did either nominal time or release. It was the worst treatment ever. Career criminals. They have, and she's going to be on Fox now. They unleashed, talk about a warrior. Listen to her profound eloquence. She is so, again, I say authentic, and a great friend of Mrs. L's, and on the Lynn's Warriors team. Listen to this.
Then we have the illegals flooding our borders, coming into our communities, sucking up the resources that we barely have.
Yep.
Why should we allow this to happen? Every last person here needs to rise up and get fighting mad, and make sure that you are registered to vote and go out there and you vote up and down the line, not just the presidency. The local elections are more important than the presidency. Get rid of AOC. Vote her ass out. Get rid of Richie Torres. Vote his ass out. I have nothing to lose. So I can stand up here and I can say this. None of you here are paid to be here. She got on color TV this morning and said that Trump busted in these people and paid everyone out here. Who here got paid to be here today? Are you here because you know that this is the time in history that you're in the right place at the right time and you need to be here today?
Isn't that something? Doesn't that tell you everything? Doesn't it? In fact, I'm looking right now at her account. Madeline Brame, she writes, as long as I live, I will never forget my 2 sons, Sergeant Hassan and Ravon. I will never forget how Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg disrespected my son by letting 2 of his killers go with slaps on the wrist, with what he calls precision prosecution and restorative justice. I will fight and stand up until my last breath, until my son's death is vindicated, and Mary Saunders and Travis Stewart receive the punishments they deserve for Sergeant Hassan's murder. I will continue to stand, fight, and be the voice for all crime and accidental overdose victims across the country. So help me God. Madeline Brame, Brame. Now you can say whatever you want, and I love these people, and I love these people, and they will try their best to say, well, Trump. And I'm thinking to myself, is this a reflex? There are some people who just cannot listen to this. They can't listen. I don't know what it is. And I think I told you, I've got friends of mine who I don't understand. And I want you to understand something. I honestly, I'm trying to phrase it. I have a conversation. Maybe you've got friends like this. Let me tell you, it goes like this. I've got a friend, I said, why are you voting for? And this is incredible. Why are you possibly voting for Joe Biden? Why? And he says, well, Donald Trump. I said, no. I said, tell me, why are you voting for Joe Biden? Well, you never say, well, Bobby Kennedy this, Jill Stein this, Cornel West this. You always say Donald Trump. What about Joe Biden? Tell me, what is the program? And ask you. You can say, do me a favor. Here. Here's $1. I'll give you $1. You can have it if you tell me one program. Tell me one thing that is better. Demonstrably, articulably better. Here's $1. But Trump, don't talk about Trump. I don't understand this. Hello, waiter? Yes. I'll take the sardine souffle. Why? Because Applebee's has the worst peach cobbler in the world. What does that mean? Why do you want this? Because I hate Applebee's. But do you like this? Do you know what sardine souffle? I hate Applebee's. One time at Applebee's, we had to wait. The bill was wrong. Why are you here? Because at Applebee's, no, this is seriously. And you don't understand something. I asked my friend, I said, I'm not going away. Look at me. Tell me. I'll give you $2. Tell me one thing that Joe Biden did. Let me ask you something. Wes, Cliff, Edge, Stevie, Prepper, why did you marry your spouse? Why? Because I dated this one bitch who treated me, excuse me, I didn't ask you about that. Why did you marry your wife? You know what she did to me? She used to abuse me and make fun of me. And I said, wait a minute. I don't understand this. There is no logic that exists in the world where people vote for Joe Biden because, as my friend said, he had 8 businesses that failed. It's like, what are you talking about? If his businesses failed, what is it that Letitia James wants from him? What are they trying to do? They're trying to take away his billions. It doesn't make any sense. This is a demented, seriously. This is like asking somebody, what parallel universe are you in? Madam Stamp says, we are honored to be alive at this time. We are witnessing history in the making. And let us be the victors that write that history. Absolutely. I want you to understand that my goal, my sole passion in speaking with you every day, twice a day, and providing other forms of analysis, I am not committed to the Republican Party. I am not a slave. I'm not Sean Hannity. I'm not, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm just saying I'm not part of this doctrinaire, whatever you want to call this world. I'm not. That's not my thing. I'm not one of these Ronald Reagan fans. Parties mean nothing to me. I don't even know what that means. That would be like saying I only buy record. Well, we don't have record album labels anymore, but when we did, I only buy A&M, Carpenters, Fifth Dimension. I only buy A&M label. What? I don't listen to any other music because I only buy A&M. Well, I buy Capitol. Well, I'm on roulette. Remember that? I could always tell in the old days. You could hold up a 45. across the room. Just let me look at the color. I go, oh, Polygram, oh, CBS, Electra, London. I could tell, right? And we all could. Atco. Think about that. And sometimes they could say, well, I only buy a particular brand of car. Okay, maybe. Okay, maybe, sort of. Yeah, okay. All right, I'll give you that one. Maybe, sort of, I guess. But this is a different story here. We are on the precipice. Now, by the way, one thing you should do, and this is critical because you don't have a lot of time and you can watch stuff. Remember, Fox News hates Donald Trump. They hate him. Do not believe for a moment. What do they want? This. Money? No. This. They're all about this. And they're going to say whatever they want to appease and placate their group. Okay? So they'll say, oh, we're so excited. No, you weren't. No. Don't give me that because these are cowards. These are cowards. These people are they're the ones who caved into Dominion, who caved into Smart Man, never even called a witness, who basically destroyed, set the signal. Nobody can dare question. Nobody can dare question the legitimacy, the efficacy, the accuracy of an election because of, I'm not talking about, forget Dominion. I don't know anything about Dominion. I never talk about Dominion. I don't know anything about Dominion. I'm talking about people who decided to put up cardboard at Philly and bring in all kinds of ballots in the middle of the night. That's bullshit. 100% unmistakable, categorical, 18 karat bullshit. And Donald Trump had the unmitigated audacity to say, hey, wait a minute. That's not fair. You're an election denier. So is Stacey Abrams. So is Hillary Clinton. And that Jadrul, this by the way, he is being trashed by everyone. This simpleton, this degenerate, the Bill Maher, who all of a sudden says, oh, I can talk about this. Why? Oh, because I'm a comedian. You're a schmuck. You don't get this. We're in the fight for our lives. And one of the things you can do, this is wonderful. You know who else? Let me just throw this up. God bless Elon Musk. You hear me? Thank you. Thank you. God bless the internet. God bless platforms. And let me also tell you something. And I'm going to say this to you. God bless YouTube, because I'm hearing some of the best commentary I have ever heard. I don't want to go so far as to say that whatever the particular restrictions have been lifted, but it seems to me that things are a little bit better. And people are speaking the truth. And you know that something's gonna give. That when you hear, one time I used to watch on YouTube. Did you ever see these beekeeper videos? Or all of a sudden they hear this, and they call this guy and he shows up and he says, the woman said, yeah, I think I see a hornet or a bee. Well, let me see a wasp. And he puts his hand up to this wall and he hears this, and the guy's face goes, there might be a million. What? He goes, they're behind the wall. What? They're behind the wall. This is going to give. When you see the crack in a dam, this is going to give. When you see termites at the foundation of a house, this is going to give. This is going to fall. When you suppress a people like we have been suppressed for this period of time, it's going to give. It's going to blow. It's going to explode. You can't keep it back. You can't. You can do whatever you want. You could, and this is the beautiful part. This is where our numbers, I've got a friend of mine, let's call him Vinny. And he told me something one time, which I thought, don't listen to his crudeness, but listen to the message. He said, we can drown them in our urine. And I said, what a delightful thought that is. Raul Rodriguez says, how was Trump's impact on El Bronx or El Bron. Well, it was monumental if you talk about the Bronx, and thank you, my friend. But he said we can drown them in our urine, meaning there are so many of us, so many. You can't. There's a certain point where Tony Blinken can do this, Karine Jean-Pierre can do this, Kamala Harris, and all that ends because there's so many of us. You can't stop it. You can't. It's an avalanche. It's a tsunami. Oh, you can contain it for a while for whatever reason. I don't know why. We'll let the historians do that. I don't care. They can hold us back, hold us down, but we are so pissed off. We're like these hornets behind the wall with this. We're ready to explode non-violently. Non-violently. Stand by for 1 second, my friends. And I'm going to tell you something right now. I told you this. I'm going to say it again. One of the guys that I loved during the course of this was Mike Lindell. I never talk about him. The pillows are great. The products are great. Absolutely positive. He's got more deals than you can imagine. They went after this man from the beginning. Bed Bath & Beyond. They went after him right off the bat. Guess who's still standing? He's there. He's part of the machine. He never gave up, and he kept at it. They went after him. They're going after Rudy, Bannon, everybody. Good luck. Good luck. They went after Trump. 4 criminal trials, and they're falling apart. So when it comes to MyPillow and MyPillow.com, you better remember this. Promo code Lionel. No other promo code, because he supported us and we support him. It's time yet again, my friends, to hail and salute our great friends at MyPillow.com. And if you use promo code Lionel, you'll get a free gift. No purchase necessary. And yes, I know a free gift. It's a tautology, so sue me. But first, listen carefully. Check out their $25 extravaganzas. Premium MyPillows, Queen and King, MyPillow 2.0, MyPillow bed sheets, the lowest price ever. Sandals, slides, slippers, 6-piece towel sets, 4-pack dish towel sets. Simply and absolutely unbelievable. So go to MyPillow.com/Lionel, MyPillow.com promo code Lionel, or call 800-645-4965 and watch how fast Mike Lindell answers the phone. MyPillow.com, simply and absolutely the best. One of the best things you can do is to start off under X, or I call it Twitter. I'm sorry. And it's very, very important. And if you follow along, you go to X, and then you hit Explore, and then you hit Trending. Now the trending's okay, but it says Bronx, Memorial Day, blah, blah, blah. Okay. But under News, look at what's hit. Trump's Bronx rally stuns, draws 25,000. Remember this. Throw out the highs, throw out the lows, and somewhere in the middle is reality. It was packed, but it wasn't, because it wasn't a huge, venue. It's not Central Park. But the variety, the heterogeneity. Hochul calls Trump supporters clowns, triggers backlash. You see what they do? They make fun of us. They laugh at us. I read this Axios article, and Axios is pretty good, but Axios says that Democrats are in essence more focused among the college educated, because they're making you out to be an idiot. They're making you out to be an idiot. They think you are an idiot. You've got to understand that. You can think anything you want about me. You can call me unsophisticated, crude, boorish, okay, churlish. I'm a rusticator. I may be obscene, gross, juvenescent, puerile, weird, demented. Okay. I'll plead guilty. Silly, childish, with terrible, flatulence centered. Okay, I plead guilty. That's one more to you. But stupid? No. Stupid. Stupid is so sad. It's like you lost a finger, Dave. They don't grow back. Smart never grows back when you never had it. We're not stupid. And the thing that they hate more than anything is to sit there and say, where everybody gets together. People that have been, because they want to keep us away from blacks. They don't care about black people. We don't care about gay people. We don't care about trans people. Keep them on. And the biggest backlash, Ted Cruz, he hits you over the head. He bludgeons you with the obvious. But this stupid judge who decides to let this 6'2" serial sex abuser into a woman's jail. What, are you kidding me? Come on, man. They're going nuts over that. How about in California? How about the DEI? Oh, you're going to love this one. I don't even know where is it? The California, the medical schools, the medical. Oh, this is just incredible. Wonderful. Read this. Oh, UCLA med schools DEI dilemma. UCLA medical schools DEI admissions policy has sparked controversy by reportedly lowering standards for minority applicants, leading to a significant increase in failure rates on basic medical competence tests. Critics argue that this policy could harm patients due to the potential incompetence of future doctors, while supporters believe it promotes diversity and inclusion in the medical field. What? Ladies and gentlemen, Taco Woman Sandy Ravage, I love that, says Maher is so clueless that he doesn't even realize that his network HBO aired an episode of Vice which referenced the concept of the red mirage months before the 2020 election. Oh, Taco, thank you very much. He doesn't know anything. Look at this, my favorite. Raul says, Super Chat restricts typing Trump and the Bronx. Raul, I'm glad you brought that up. Let me give you an example, or a little advice. Listen to me carefully. I promise you, if you ever want to honor me with a Super Chat, just write thank you, and then I'll read whatever is right after what the Super Chat is. Don't put in words like Israel, Gaza, whatever, COVID. No. And people say, but I'm going to spread the words out. Don't put the word in the Super Chat. Put it in something else. We'll talk about it. I promise you. Don't put it in the Super Chat. Well, I'll get to it. I'm just saying. But think about this. Doctors DEI for medical school? Medical school? I want to see DEI in the NBA. Hey, LeBron James, pack your bags, pal. Get out of here. What? Get out of here. Oh, yeah. You know why you're doing so well? Talent. We don't have, there's not one goddamn Cambodian on your team. None. I don't see anybody who's handy capable. What about the visually impaired? Why aren't they on this? Wouldn't it be nice to have somebody with his dog running up and down the court? Wouldn't that send a better message? First of all, forget the race business. I don't even want to get to that. And by the way, this thing you've got, this, what's it called, a hoop? Lower it. What about the people who are shorter? They can't jump that high. They would look at you like, what are you talking about? But they expect you to do it when it comes to women. Look at this. Here's Hillbilly. Hillbilly says, thanks. Hill, thank you, my friend. Thank you, Hillbilly. I appreciate that. See, that's a very good thing. That's a very, very good thing. And you can also write, I love YouTube. Here's your, they don't mind that. It's incredible. You understand this? This is the part. This is the part. This is the thing which you must understand. You must grasp this. We are on a fight against this insanity, and it took forever. And there has to be, there's a number of things that Trump has to be. Number one, and we have to be. Never forget, my friends. Never forget. Never. Remember what they did to us. Never forget COVID. Never forget what they put us through. Never forget. Now, let me explain something to you also. And this might be the most difficult thing for you to, well, not for you, but for people like my friend. You've got one of two choices. You're starving. Okay? You're starving. You got one thing to do. You can eat this wilted lettuce and this green, awful gelatin thing with the marshmallows in it, or this little deposit I got from my cat box. What'll it be? You got to pick one or the other. I mean, you don't have to eat. You can sit this one out. Go ahead. But it's been 3 days. No, it's been 4 years, and you're starving. I don't want to hear anything about, well, this, I never liked gelatin. Excuse me. Do you want this thing from the cat box? No. Then what are you talking about? There's no choice here. There's no, I mean, you can talk all day. You may not, I don't like this shit either. I don't like, maybe I happen to love this particular thing. Sparky says, take back control from the unbridled, vacuous, bourgeois Karens. Absolutely. I was thinking about you, Spark. I was thinking about you the other day. And I can't remember why, but this is the most incredible thing in the world. Remember, I want you to go out and say, what are you talking about? What are you talking? Well, you know, Trump was married. Shut up! Biden's showering with his daughter, he's smelling her hair and kids, and he's out of his mind. What are you talking about? This is from a cat box. It's a turd from a cat. This is what you're talking about. And we're hungry. And you're debating. You've got this which will not kill you. This which will, I don't know what. There is no choice. They can call you all the names you want. It's done. You may not win every case. You may not win every state. You may not win. It doesn't matter. I don't care. Do you see what's happening? And the message somebody's got to give to these great Black Americans that you were sold out again. You want to talk about slavery? You want to talk about slavery? How the hell do you think you ever got from where you were to this country? Do you think a bunch of people on boats just showed up one day and all of a sudden said, let's just grab some people? You think somebody at wherever they are, whether it's Africa, whether it's islands, the first time somebody said, hey, look at that. Who are those people? They're boats. Oh, let's go say hello. They come back. What happens? They got Larry. What? These are slave traders. We're ready this time. Remember, we can drown them in our urine. The next time it comes along, the next time, they're done. The only way this could have happened was with complicity on the part of these countries. Black folks, Africans were sold out by their own. And it's still going on right now. And nobody wants to talk about it. So don't give me this bullshit about, okay, you know what? You want to do what? Reparation? How about from the African countries who paid? They got to pay too. Okay? Nobody wants to talk about this because it's one of those things that we just talk about. Oh, this slavery. You want to talk about, you're talking about slavery now? What does slavery have to do? You've got one of two choices. It's the most ridiculous thing in the world. The first thing you have to do is remove yourself and escape from the bonds, from the chains of these rat bastards who think they own you. We've got to also disconnect ourselves from the serially incompetent, the lunatics, the Joy Behars, the views of the world. These people are sick. We've also got to tell people like that stupid Bill Maher. Every time Bill Maher has been on a show, they've killed him. He went on The View, which I don't even know what that is. Bill Burr destroyed him. Who else? I mean, I forget what's the other one too. He doesn't know what he's talking about. We're done with this. We're not going to talk about Bill Maher anymore. I don't care. You better make sure that you understand something. And let me just remind you of this. And this is the most important. Listen carefully. Listen like you've never listened before. This doesn't end with Trump. This is the beginning of this. This is the beginning of the revolution. We're taking it back. We're taking reality back. We're going back. And the first thing we do is we got to realize who the enemy is. Remember, it's not us. It's not you and me. It's the people who want to control us. Thank you, my friends. I want to thank you. And please do me a favor. And I ask you this, and I'm telling you, Mrs. L has been, Madeline Brame has been on her advisory council. She knows everybody. And Mrs. L's, this is her YouTube channel. I want you to go right there, right this moment. She's my wife and I love her, but that has something to do with it. Maybe the reason why I love her is because of this incredible intellect, this commitment to protecting kids, little kids. Kids don't remain kids. They grow up to be the leaders. And we're going to have the most effed up, royally effed, you know what I mean, generation anybody has ever seen. And this has got to stop now. So one more time, my friends, I ask you, do me a great favor and go there immediately and sign up for her. Listen to the people who are individually making a difference in the world. We're going to do this at the grassroots level. It is an honor to speak with you. I will be back this evening, my friends, at 7 p.m. Also, don't forget to sign up. Make sure you are subscribed. Make sure, Lionel Nation, make sure you are subscribed. And I thank you. And one more thing, to our great friends, to Sparky, to Hillbilly, to Raul Rodriguez, to Taco Woman Sandy Ravage, and to the lovely and talented Madam Stamp, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We will see you later this eve. Remember, God bless America. Donald Trump 2024 in how many days? 165 days. All right, dear friends. Have a great day. See you tonight at 7. Don't forget, sign up. I got videos coming during the day. Don't forget, The Monkey's Dead. The show. Oh. And Sherry H. Thank you, L. Just a minute. You're right about everything. That is correct. Thank you for that. All right, my friends. Until tonight, don't forget, The Monkey's Dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Ta-ta.